half of them, or 500,000, are bankruptcies, foreclosures, and short sales. And what are we seeing with most of our clients right now? They mostly have those kind of issues, those bankruptcies, foreclosures, or short sales that are massively impacting their credit score. And what we've been able to see is that by doing the loans too, there's Fannie Mae add-ons. So, just you have a credit score and you have your LTV. Those two things have a matrix, and they hit you with add-ons. So if you're not putting 50% down and your credit score is not 800, you're going to get hit with extra fees. And what we've been finding, as far as the credit is, every 20 points is approximately another half point in an add-on fee. So as soon as their credit score drops below 740, you get with half a point. 720, it's a full point. 700, below 700, they're at a point and a half. We're talking anywhere from a $400,000 to $600,000 loan. You're talking $6,000 to $9,000 in extra fees or higher interest. That's going to cost them more than that over the life of the loan. So that's usually the way I like to present it to my clients when I sell the credit restoration program. But even going deeper, doing the right service, we go even further because they offer financial education and they offer 12 other services that basically go with Credit Smart, stuff like the wills, estates, and trusts that are included in the protection plan. So the more I get into it, the more I'm like, this is going to build client loyalty for me, because that's what we're looking at now. Is like, how do we get a buyer to be loyal to you, that you're going to start working with, that you're going to start wasting your time with, and then they don't qualify or they're going to go with someone else. What I found in my business, and it's really boomed our business, so this May is going to be our best month ever. We have found that it's building brand loyalty, that when the people sign up, and these services are only costing $4.99 for the credit restoration, and the other services are on a monthly basis, but that builds brand loyalty. They don't go anywhere else. They're very thankful, and we are now massively pumping out our referrals. So I've already gotten 22 referrals in the first quarter since I've just been starting this business, this addition to my business. So for me, it's built a bigger pipeline. I'm not wasting my time. It's saving me about 4 hours per client, so I'm saving my time. To cover this part of it, it takes anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes with the client, and they are thankful because they can see the value of it when I'm telling them, hey, if you're going to get a $400,000 loan and your credit score is this low, we can raise it up. It's going to save you $6,000. It's a no-brainer. You sign up right away. So what I wanted to do here today, after vetting this out with David, we started this talk about 3 months ago. He's like, hey, when you guys go through it, see if it's good and working, then we'll present it to the Realty One agents. So we brought Nicola Smith-Jackson out here, the Senior Vice President from FES. So I appreciate you. Come on up.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Robert. Thank you guys for having me. And thank you guys for taking your time out. As Robert shared, he pretty much did the presentation. But I'm just going to go through some of the basic formalities. Just like Robert said, my name is Nicola Smith-Jackson. I'm a Senior Vice President with this company, Financial Education Services. And myself, being in the real estate industry for over 20 years, I know that we needed to have more control over our flows. We know that, throughout the nation, different real estate, areas, they have different challenges with their clients. And as Robert shared with you about the brand loyalty, I know in some of the states they have to have buyer's agencies, so that keeps them loyal. They can't just hop around. But you definitely want to have a pipeline of mortgage-ready clients. Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
So let's talk about financial education services. We know that this is the state of personal financial affairs in America. It's 43 million people with a 599 credit score or lower. So this is a major epidemic here in America. Nearly half of those Americans don't know their credit score. Having a much higher debt load than savings creates a lot of issues. And we know that even when it comes to being mortgage ready again, those debt to income ratios can come into play to also slow down that process. Many people are pretty much not on track when it comes to building their income, and so we're here to help people put these things in place. Many people don't have a will, trust, or power of attorney protecting these assets. Now, when you go and you sell real estate, many people don't protect that most of the time the largest investment they make in their life. And so many of these things cause issues when it comes to finances. Now, what's the primary reason for this? it's a lack of financial education. Many of us went to school, we've got degrees, we got certificates, but how many of us were really sat down and taught how to really manage and handle your finances? So these are our clients that we're servicing that now we have to get them up to speed, get them educated so that they'll be more ready for us for purchase. And this is where we come in. We're financial education services, and what we do is we provided the education we all needed a long time ago, as well as the solutions and services to protect these things like the identity, the credit, family, finances, and the lifestyle, as well as future. Now, what is also going to be available for those who are interested is an additional stream of income. Not only are you going to have this group of mortgage-ready clients, but you could actually make money in that process, okay? These are our founders, Mike Toloff and Paramo Nayak. They're not new at this. Together, over 35 years of financial service and education experience, as well as our headquarters is in Farmington Hills, Michigan. We have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. This is not the accreditation. We're talking about our interaction, our service guarantee that we offer with our customers and our clients. And we know that there are a lot of companies out there that, overpromise and underdeliver. But with FES, we make sure that each client is satisfied and that they are now able to be a mortgage-ready client, as we keep talking about, as well as the idea. That's why a lot of big brands are partnering with us, because they don't have to worry about compromising their own brand or business, knowing that we're going to do what we need to do, okay, for you. All right, we're a debt-free company, over 30% annual sales growth. That number has increased, and these are the same key executives. So it is a solid company that's been around for over a decade now. And so, but why FES? Well, if you think about it, how many people do you know with less than perfect credit? Well, we know that it has nothing to really do with as far as financial or educational class. We know this is an American situation. We were just talking about maybe on my side of the country, where we are in Atlanta, Georgia, we have people who are elite. They have earned quite a bit of money, but part of their financial portfolio would be real estate. So maybe they had to file bankruptcy. These things still will affect their credit. And even if they're have a lot of money, it still affects their liquidity. And so what we want to know is that we can help those people. A lot of people who have a lot of debt, no idea how they're going to pay it off. Very easy to get into debt, not so easy to get out. Or maybe they don't have all of their other personal financial affairs in order. And some people just want a solution. They just want a plan of action, right? And so now you'd be able to offer that solution for your clients. Now let's talk about the credit. We all know that number that determines our risk factor to our bankers. We know the bankers write the rules, but it's like our vital sign. It's being monitored all the time. Not only when you go to apply for a purchase, it's affecting your everyday life, like your insurance premiums, and then we all know your interest rates. And it also have people denied the ability to rent or purchase or even get employment. So it's affecting a lot of other areas of their life. Now, we could just come in and say, hey, we can help you make more money. But we want to make sure that all of the people who use our services, that they're educated on why we're so qualified to do what we say we can do, okay? So over the course of a lifetime, Robert talked about how many thousands of dollars going out the door just on the one purchase of the home, how many points the banks are charging every 20 points that your score is lower. However, over the course of a lifetime, it can be upwards of $1 million out the door when you have less than perfect credit. And we're talking about a 750 or higher, okay? But a lot of credit reports have errors on them. In fact, 4 out of 5 have errors on them. And that's where we come in. We help the clients leverage the law to make sure that these errors are on point. Now, I'm just going to go over very quickly the 10 myths about credit, because these are the things that have a lot of people reserved to think, do we really need credit restoration for our clients, or do we even need credit restoration for ourselves? And I know some of these things I did not know, even though I had been in the real estate industry, a real estate investor, and then a licensed salesperson. I've even have licenses in life insurance and also accident and sickness. So I have these certificates in this industry, and yet no one shared these points with me. I did not know these things. And myself, I had a $50,000 tax lien on my credit report that FES helped me to get removed, but they educated me, and that gave me the information that I needed to communicate with IRS to get them to release the levy. And so this education is definitely needed, and this knowledge is power. So number one myth is around credit agencies. Are they some type of governmental authority? Well, we know they're bureaus, but we want to know that they're just simply privately held companies, and their business is selling credit information. So they have a relationship with our creditors, and so obviously the lower the scores, the more our creditors can charge for their services. So we want to educate the client. Myth number two. The credit agencies, are they required by law to keep these derogatory items on the credit report for 7 to 10 years? But Robert led into, no, there is no law first that they even have to report anything on you at all, okay? And so anything can actually be deleted from the credit report, as well as what the law says is that if the item is on your credit report for 7 years, if it's a consumer debt, 10 years if it's a public record, it should automatically fall off. But that's not actually what's happening every single time. The consumer literally has to bring this to the attention of the credit agencies, and this is affecting their credit as well. The third myth is about a bankruptcy. Is it impossible for bankruptcies to be removed? We know that this is very stubborn, and not that they're going to not want to disclose that, but we know that that score is really debilitating. And so bankruptcies, they can come off just like any other derogatory item that is incorrectly reported on your credit. That includes any obsolete, erroneous, misleading, incomplete, or information that has not been verified by all of the parties. That includes the person who entered into that agreement. And most consumers were never notified prior to the items going on the credit report, okay? And so you have to verify these items, okay? In the Fair Credit Reporting Act, this is what it says. And also about, can the information be changed? Of course, that is what we do. We leverage the Fair Credit Reporting Act. That law states that everything on your credit report should be 100% accurate. That includes the spelling of your name, the date and open or close of the account. That includes, the amount owed, everything. But many people do not look at their credit reports with those type of forensic eyes. And so what the law says is if these things are not in place, you have the right to ask questions, investigate, and if they can't come up with this being 100% accurate, it must be removed, okay? And number 5, is it illegal or immoral? Well, this is what the Fair Credit Reporting Act is all about. Congress put this in place in 1971 to protect the consumers from the intrusion of the credit agencies into our lives. Now, it's not like we're us against them. We're just a business helping to help the consumers to leverage their rights, okay? And so therefore, you would know that as a business owner that that's pretty much what we're doing on behalf of your client. Well, we know what about the past due debt, removing it from the credit report? What does that do? Well, some people believe that that would increase their credit score. Sometimes it may do it a little bit. But we know that the more you have that history on the credit report also entails your credit score. So even though they may pay it off, and it might even fulfill a condition of the mortgage company, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to increase the score much, okay? And so we want these items to be removed so that a person would also be able to save now even on that homeowner's insurance, because there's other factors that go into purchasing that home where it could affect the bottom line of that buyer, okay? And so myth number 7 are about inquiries. Are they derogatory and will they affect your credit standing? Well, because the professionals that we are in the room, we know that too many inquiries will affect the credit standing because it also affects the credibility of that client. The algorithms will pretty much assume that you've been denied along the way. That's the reason why now you're here, and now they can charge you a much higher rate, right? They figure that that's the reason why you have inquiries, especially within the same type of purchase. And so we know that the prospective credit grantor will pretty much say that person is desperate. So that also increases the risk of denial or increases the rate of borrowing that money. Myth number 8 is if we get these items removed, will it come back? And that's a very good question. And I think that's a fair question. Don't you guys think? People want to know if it removes, or is it going to come back? Well, not if it's removed legally. And that's what we want to stress. What we're doing is leveraging the law. And with the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the same law that required or mandated for those items to be removed is the same law that prohibits those items from being placed back on. And that's where we come in and being able to use the proper legal language for our client, and that's the step up that instead of someone doing it for themselves. Myth number 9 is about the past equaling the future, and we know that there are many different factors by which people have less than perfect credit. It's not that everyone is negligent with their bills. Medical situations could happen. Maybe like for me, you signed for your kid to go to college and they decided they didn't want to be in college and they told you way later. I don't know. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. When the creditor looks at that score and they have their parameters and they have their requirements, that's the first thing that's going to either get you the loan or get you denied. And so what you want to know is that they don't have to wait that 7 years anymore like people thought, or they thought it had to be this grueling process. We have many people who have seen significant results within their first 60 to 90 days working with us, but our company does not say that that's going to be everyone. But I can tell you we have the fastest results in the industry because of the way that we actually dispute the items on the credit report for the client. And this is the number 10 myth. Can they do it on their own? Well, we know it can take hours to do that, but we're the professionals. Not only are we going to help to facilitate this process, but we're going to support and educate that client along the way. And that's very important, that for them to have that support along the way. So it's not like you as the professional having to intervene on their behalf. When we're doing our job, we do our job very well, very efficient, and so we'll be taking care of that client from the time they start working with us, okay? And so this is what we use, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and you want to know that the law says that every American has the right to investigate or dispute any item that's on their credit report. And, some of us know this to be true, but I can tell you there are many, many more that don't. And so this is where you can have these mortgage-ready clients and have a pipeline of clients who are able to close, and you get more control over that close, and you can monitor, right, Robert? You can monitor what's happening with that client. So anything that's inaccurate or any errors, obsolescence, and it doesn't matter what it is. Again, it could be the late payments, charge-offs, judgments, repossessions, bankruptcies, tax liens, collections, medical bills. Many of these items can be removed or updated to reflect paid as agreed, okay? So just a little bit about what makes up the FICO score and why is it important for us to know that it goes beyond just removing those derogatory items. That would be considered the payment history. That's only 35% of that person's calculation of their credit score. The other large amount is the amount owed that have a lot to do with the debt ratios, where we know that those are two of the main factors that may hinder or slow down the closing process. But the length of credit history is 15%, new credit, as well as the type of credit that client has. So why we share this with our clients and why we also share this with anyone that's going to be using our services on behalf of their clients is that we know what goes into making perfect credit. That's why our clients are so we have so many satisfied clients. So we're going to address all of these issues in the fastest way possible so that that person will be more liquid, having access to more of their cash. So now once they become a client of ours, they're able to log into this web portal. This is where they will also have the education, have access to their reports, connect with us with our corporate office, and we will also give them a process. We help them understand what's the process, what to expect from our service, so they get the best, and get to maximize the opportunity of reporting, getting their credit restored. We also will show them their beginning score, what the mortgage companies will see. Okay, so they are in the know of where they are in terms of their credit, but more importantly, we give them specific recommendations on what's actually the infirmities in their credit, because all 544s are not created equal. So that helps them to comply with the process, and make it a lot easier, and they get faster results. We also will give them a progress report. So each client is able to track the progress along the way, and so can you as their professional. So let's say they come to us with 20 items on their credit report, and then now they're to the place where we've gotten 15 of them deleted. Well, then now you know that instead of them keep having to get their credit pulled multiple times, you'll know that, hey, now this is ready, or a specific item that may be a condition that the mortgage broker told you, now we would know exactly when that item is removed, so they're ready for you. Okay, and so there's also a summary because there's so many different credit reporting styles, so we help them to simplify the whole process. You know, it's designed to kind of intimidate the consumer, and so we make it very easy for them to understand and comply. So again, here is the stats for United Credit. That is our nonprofit division. Why is that important? Well, because the way that United Credit dispute the client's profile, there's only 3 entities that can do it in this manner. And this is one of the edges up of how we're able to have the fastest results in the industry, okay? Only banks, credit unions, or 501c3s, which that is our division, is a 501c3. So we're able to dispute the entire profile every single time, not having to choose, like some of the other companies, 3 to 5 items at a time. We can dispute the entire profile, in essence, getting very quick results. We have, I don't know if they have Palmer House Realty out here, but that is a real estate brand in the Atlanta area. And one of them sent a client to me. Well, he had 20 items, and he had planned to say, okay, I'm gonna buy my house next year. He was realistic, and we started his service, and within 35 days, we got 19 of those items of the 20 deleted. So obviously they started shopping a lot quicker, right? So these are the type of results that we would love to help you all have as well. Over 875,000 derogatory items from people's credit. And we do offer a 100% customer satisfaction guarantee. Again, that's the safeguard that you will know that we are definitely not gonna over promise and under deliver. We make sure your client is happy, okay? And we've been doing this for quite some time. And we already have tens of thousands of clients who are satisfied. These are just a few examples here. Yvette Reed, just know that these clients that we're about to show you, they gave us permission to share their stories and some of their results. So this young lady out of Cherry Hill, New Jersey, in just 2 months, her credit score increased to the point where it saved her $2,000 on her car insurance. And many people are not aware that over a 10-year period, that could be $20,000 down the tank just because of less than perfect credit. So not only is it affecting them being able didn't have to put any money down. Johnny and Sandra Moeller out of Dallas, Texas. They got a bankruptcy removed from their credit report, and they were able to get a low interest rate, and it saved them almost $1,000 a month. So, you know, that was significant for the Moellers. And then also Mr. Vinny out of Westminster, California, after just 45 days of working with us, we got a tax and foreclosure removed from his reports. These are just a few examples, just so you can know what that looks like. Robert, have you seen any of these for your clients yet? Okay, yeah. And so, you know, when we asked them to send them to us, just a few of them allowed us. They said it's fine, but we're still protecting the client. But this is what they would expect, you know. They will see the deletions. These were charge-offs and collections. This was medical bills, auto repos, student loans, deleted there. These were all medical bills that were deleted on this client's behalf. These were collections here, student loans and charge-offs. These were auto repos, foreclosures, deleted, and charge-offs. And so we have a few ways that the clients can participate with our service. We have a full pay where they can pay $499. They get 1 full year of service or 5 disputing cycles, meaning that we'll dispute to the credit agencies 5 times. So that may go over a year, okay? So it's whichever one comes first. That's the one-time fee, $499. Or we also have a membership, okay, that would encompass a suite of financial services. And depending on what your client's needs are, then we will decide, you know, your clients get to decide which one is best for them. So now that's called our protection plan membership. You actually have a colorful flyer that will go over those services for you. And this is a comprehensive, financial service plan for your client to also help them to build credit well after, right? Keeping their finances healthy. They'll get to monitor their credit. They see their insurance scores and the credit scores 24/7, any alerts if anything changes. It's nothing worse than being, working with a client and then now you're 2 months in and then now something pops up and they're the last to know only when you get to the closing and they say, oh, we can't close because something else happened in between. They will not be the last to know. And so Positive Credit Builder, where we'll analyze and build, give them those specific recommendations as we discussed earlier. We also have a credit attorney. Each one of our clients, no matter which service they have, if there's anything that's stubborn or, we've had situations where you have maybe a senior and a junior and something's on the senior report or the junior report and the credit agencies are ignoring getting these things removed. Well, they have a attorney on retainer at no additional fee, whichever package they choose, that we will actually handle those things for them. And also if they're being abused by debt collectors and things, those are some other services. We'll also secure them with LifeLock, okay, to protect their identity as well. And LifeLock will offer them up to $1 million service guarantee. We have the FES Debt Zero. This is absolutely powerful. We have some of our mortgage brokers who said they love this. If the debt to income ratios are a little off for a client, they're able to plug those bills in and it'll show them how to quickly pay that off and get in good standing. If they started off and their ratios are off by the time of closing, they have a very clear GPS of how to handle that. As well as it will help you to get out of debt and help them to budget well after. We have a will, trust, and the power of attorney and financial lockbox. We want to be sure that now after they purchase their home, which again, many people, that's the largest investment they make in their lifetime, well, at least they will also be able to protect that asset and they can put that in a trust. It is specific to every state, okay? And so it's developed by attorneys. They get to make any add-ons or updates without any additional costs. We also will give them a financial lockbox where they can organize all of their assets and finances in a password protected safety deposit box, and it's all easy to use. All of these things come along with client support from our corporate office, okay? So you don't have to worry about those things. They'll give them some other discounts in travel and shopping as well as prescriptions. Those are just some add-on services just to save them money. However, the meat of it is helping them be financially educated and stable. So again, they're better clients and you get to control that close. So our protection plan over $10,000 of value is $87 a month. So again, the client can either choose the one-time payment or they can choose a membership, okay? And that membership encompasses those other services, and of course, they can also purchase services a la carte as well, okay? So our protection plan membership, our company, like we said, been around 12 years, and we're very active in the community. We know that the major reason for less than perfect credit or unbearable debt is lack of education or misallocation of funds. Most of the time, those are the two basic reasons. So our company has a foundation, the Youth Financial Literacy Foundation, where our membership is actually funding this foundation to educate children from ages 8 to 18 on the matters of their personal finance. So what we do is we take our curriculum into the schools, and it's free to the schools. There's no charge at all for them. And when they're done, we give them a certificate as well as like a little pizza party. And the company has two different ways we give away this money. One of the ways is going into the schools, as we say, from ages 8 to 18. So pretty much middle school on through high school, we're able to give $500 for every 35 children that goes through the program. However, we also have an annual college scholarship. In 2014, we gave away $25K to them. In 2015, we gave away $50K. And then we just gave the $100,000 to children, and already the protection plan memberships, as our protection plan memberships grow with our company, so does the scholarship pot. And right now they're already saying that we're already at the point of double. We're giving away $200,000 in 2017 to these children, whether they are high school seniors or first year out of college. And so when I looked at that, I said, wow, that was cool. I just came from the hotel where I'm staying at, and I saw where they had something in the elevator saying that this particular hotel gives back to the community. And they said over the period of time, they've given away $60,000 to teams. And I said, wow, that was cool. But when I think about how our company in just the last 3 years have given away, well over $250,000, all about the financial literacy. So we're getting the attention of, some professional athletes and things like that who are saying that they want to endorse these things. So we are expanding out pretty big, and also partnering with some mortgage companies who are in some other states who are really, big into their community. And so we know that this is the source of the problem, so we want to be, the solution. So I'm very proud about that piece with our company, especially being that my 18-year-old was one of the recipients of the, and he is 18, he has cerebral palsy, never walked a day in his life. I mean, he was homecoming king last for his school, and obviously I'm a proud mom. But I told him to apply, and 24 students got awarded, and I would have never expected that. My son would have. I just told him just take a shot at it, and when I saw that, I said, wow. That made me feel good, because they have to write an essay. They have to take a little financial literacy test, write an essay. He got no help, and I just thought that was amazing. So it's okay to give that a round of applause. It's okay to clap for something like that, because, they always talk about, what do they call them, Generation X, that they're concerned, but they're going to be more financially literate than the generations before. So we're really proud about that. So this is the recap here. Pretty much your client can decide what service fits for them. It's either the one-time pay at $499, which we know is going to save them thousands of dollars, or they can choose the membership. Okay? So did we have any questions so far? Because we know that there are some agents who may want to learn a little bit more about if you want to become a referral partner with us. Our company does pay great referral fees. Some people are getting over 6 figures in referral fees just from sharing this with their clients and having a pipeline of more qualified buyers. So is there any questions about the services before we go to the next portion?
I can, because I'm not an agent, so I'm here just like Susan is. I'm not, So,
You'll learn more.
Right.
Okay.
So I don't know if I'm out of the water, like a fish out of water. So just, so they're dealing with people on a daily basis. People coming in trying to get loans and trying to run. On the other side, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So who would my connections be? It would be possibly people that are loan managers.
Oh, we're going to talk about that in just a minute.
Okay.
Absolutely. That's a very good question,
I
Melanie.
can make a comment. In your packet, there's a prospective account customer. I mean, that's really who you know.
Yes,
Who
it
you know.
is.
And what I look at here is the main way, the way I determine what I present to a client is, one, if they just need credit restoration, if they got a living will, a living trust, they've got things set up, okay, we can just do credit restoration.
That's right.
Well, a lot of times when I start the conversation with credit restoration, I ask them, well, okay, do you guys have a will set up? You got a trust set up? Because if something happens to you and your house goes to probate, it's a huge expense, and especially in our area, 3% of 800,000 is a lot of money. So when they are not set up, I kind of have them go through that front page, the financial literacy. And when they're not set up, it's like, okay, we need to take it a step further. We need to get you into the membership. There's a lot more work that needs to be done than just credit restoration. So we lead with credit restoration, but if we find out there's more needs, we try to do the best for the client and go, look, there's some holes here that we need to fill. So then we go on with the membership.
Excellent. Yes,
ma'am. I've seen other credit restoration companies in the past, and I kind of want to figure out how yours is different. I know you said you submit the whole credit, but I know a lot of times they send letters and asking them to and they keep sending the letters every whatever, monthly or 6 weeks to get things deleted. How exactly is this membership different?
I would say that that whole idea of the comprehensive piece about it, most of the companies just offer a service. They don't offer the education dealing with all of the other things that are also affecting that person's credit. As far as the letters, we get pretty aggressive when it comes to the legal language. And the results, most companies, if it's a company, if they're not a 501c3, even if it's an attorney's office, when they're sending the letters, one of the reasons they have to send many more letters is because by law, they're only able to dispute maybe 3 to 5 items at a time. So they're almost playing Russian roulette with what are they going to dispute on that client's behalf. With our company, when we're able to dispute the entire file, then we have a much higher deletion ratio.
So when you say they do the entire file,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they send a letter with the file and say, here, I want you to verify everything at once? Is that how
Yes,
it goes down?
we ask them different things on investigation based off of the account. So we're not telling them to do the same thing for every account. There is a legal command on each account, every line item that is derogatory on that person's credit report. Okay, and that just simplifies and makes it much faster.
I used to do it for my clients myself, and I'd write the stuff.
I've done it too, and I know.
And I've just seen it's way more effective and much quicker. And
Yeah,
it's
it's
less
much
time on
faster.
my back.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm saving 4 hours per client now doing the work that I'm having them do it.
Well, I know letters have been sent out. I've seen that where with the fair reporting citing all of that language, and then waiting 30 days and not getting anything back, but they still keep it on the credit report. And
Well, I can tell you, just only from my own, I'm not just an agent, that's how I became an agent. I sat down with someone and I came because I had a $50,000 tax lien, IRS tax lien on my credit report. I had been paying them, but come to find out, the burden of proof was on me. I had to track. They had levied, I have a lot of rental property. They levied what we call Atlanta Housing Authority, but I had clients that are in those programs in my home. They levied one of our rents for 3.5 years. Well, that was being allocated to someone else's account. And I would go down IRS and they gave me no avail. So not only did they go to help me dispute it, but they also gave me the support and the conversations to have to get these items done. Most people, they're intimidated when it comes to their creditors, right? And so even if you're their real estate agent, you may say, oh, just keep sending the letters, but we would know specifically how for them to handle everything, even if they were to get any type of notices from the courts that they may need to show up. We give them way to the next level of support and service that if you're not in that industry, you just wouldn't be able to do that. And then also a lot of the credit services, they don't go that far like we do. They're just going to be doing the letters. They don't have the other supportive services and products that we have. Okay?
Now, is it true, I heard that if you, how do I say, dispute something like you would for us on our credit report, that by law, they have to get back within 30 days, and if they do not, they have to take it off.
Absolutely. That is one of the things that the law says as well. That is the Fair Credit Reporting Act. They do have that time, 30 days of time of receipt to answer and verify. Some of the times we have things on people's credit reports that have never been verified, but it's on the credit reports, and we will ask them to send the proof of that it comes off. So we have other things that we use along with the Fair Debt Collection Act and things like that we use, not only the FIFRA law. Okay?
2 questions in regards
Excellent.
to that. So the responses go directly to the client?
Yes, they go directly to the
And
client.
how does the client get them? By mail? Or?
Yes, they get them by mail, or they can actually going to be able to download them off of their web portal. We have 2 ways for them to get the documents.
So they don't need to send them in once they receive them?
Yes, they do. They can
Send them?
upload them.
Oh, they don't.
They upload them. That's part of our process. And the good thing about it is that as soon as the client enrolls, they get a video on the process and they get the support from our customer service. The basic thing is that we want to do the heavy lifting for the professionals, right? Let you stick to what you do so that you can do more of that. And we can assist you to do more of that by having more mortgage-ready clients. So we handle the process, we handle all the calls, all those things for your clients.
And the other question is, say there's a collection and it's 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
It's still on the credit report, it gets disputed, but it does not get removed.
That's where the credit attorney comes in.
Would it activate it, or if it was dormant? I know there's a statute of limitations, but what would happen to that?
If it's 10 years old, it's a collection, that's a consumer debt. Their statute of limitations is 7 years. So that should come off automatically. That's one of the things of what we're talking about with the law. That is, most consumers are not bringing that to the attention of the credit agencies. So 7 years, they've pretty much broken the law. That's way past, and it's supposed to come off, and no, it cannot reactivate it. You can't, it's like double jeopardy, right? The law will not allow that. We get it deleted, won't come back, because we use the proper legal language to
What
do
if
so.
it's prior to the 7 years?
There's no law that says that it have to stay there 7 years. The law only says that if it's 7 years, it should automatically come off. But there's no law to say that if it goes on today, that it cannot come off tomorrow.
And then if that collection is removed, what happens to the debt?
Well, most of those collections, those people have already been paid. So, that debt, we're not telling people not to pay their bills, but if it's not on the credit report, it won't hinder them from doing what they would like to do. And then if that person is coming after them for the debt, then we could also help them with our credit attorney on how to handle those things. And also the Smart Credit app that you have in the protection plan, there's also a debt negotiation button there too. So we have it all covered.
What about when they?
I'm also not an agent, but my wife was supposed to be here today with me. She has things on her credit report where it's already been paid, but it's still on there. And we just don't know how to get it off.
You want to enroll in the service. We'll help you. We'll help you. Good deal.
I have a quick question on your youth financial literacy program.
Yes.
Is that something that one can get certified for? Is that something that you're opening up to your agents as far as being able to get involved in that?
All agents have capacity to introduce the youth financial literacy program to schools or organizations. There are certain parameters, but you want to partner or connect with your upline executive sales director or above. There is a form on the website where you can submit. All agents want to participate in that, right? And the company is well open to that, because that's the way that, just the same way how people learn about our company, how great it is through our agents. We want the community to know about our youth financial literacy program. So if you have a school, all you simply have to do is go to the yflfoundation.org, and there is a document there. I'll walk you through that. And there's a document there, and you just simply fill it out as far as the school, who's the contact person, how many students we're going to be servicing, and we submit that. Then the company will go and review that, and they will send the books directly to that school. Give them a timeline to finish it, 6 to 8 weeks. Then when that's done, depending, every 35 students, $500 is going to be given to that school or that organization. Okay, so yes, that's really huge. Our company not only had the largest check a school had gotten from us is $20,000. That's the Detroit School of Arts and Sciences. And then now the following year they came back and they have a choir that was invited to sing at the White House for the president, and we funded that again with YFL. So it's not just we just have this out here. We are really out here in the community giving back. And also, educating the youngsters as well. Okay, good. This made me feel really good that you have the questions, because that made you mean you're paying attention. So now we want to show you how there is an opportunity for you to add more income to your bottom line. We know that in between closings, that is transactional income. But, we know that you would like to maybe experience some residual income. And there's an opportunity there while you're building that pipeline of clients. So this is our career opportunity. This is just about 10 more minutes if you bear with me. And then you can see how you can earn income here with financial education services. When you think about it, a lot of people would love to control their income, their schedule, and how quickly they advance. And also, what about benefits? As an entrepreneur myself, my entire life, benefits were always something I was responsible for. And so, to be able to be part of a company that also offers that and a clear path to a strong retirement as well as a future. So we have these publications here, Fortune Magazine, 40 and Finished, or 50 and Fired. People thought that they may have made the right terms, the right decisions, but we know the economy did affect many people in many ways. And so with that being said, you know, people are being downsized or never know when they're going to retire. We know that all of these things, it may not be for you, but I'm sure that you may know some people who come across clients like this, right? So we want to welcome you to hybrid marketing, where corporate America meets entrepreneurship. This is the structure, the training, the professionalism, and the brand like corporate America. However, you have the opportunity to build a business. We have corporate accounts and business development. These are the two divisions that we work with, okay? Corporate accounts can be companies like here. You're gonna have an opportunity that if you don't want to have an account with us, then you could actually send the clients to us and we will get those clients mortgage ready. You can send them to Robert or whoever you like, and then you can work out a referral. However, we also have where you can actually expand, and if you have maybe a brokerage and you have other agents who would like to offer this directly to their clients, they could have their own account as well, okay? So we also pretty much, what we do is we help industries like you, mortgage, car dealerships, real estate agents, any industry that require credit-worthy clients. So we're partnering with major brands in all of these industries to help them have more credit-worthy clients, because many of these companies, they spend a lot of money on advertisement for people who cannot buy their products, right? So we want to up those ratios. Then of course, debt settlement companies or bankruptcy attorneys, tax professionals, many of those, the bankruptcy attorneys and debt settlement companies, we work with them because most of their clients, once they have used those services, they need our service, okay? And so many of them are adding this on and say, you know what, and I can make an additional money off of that. So this is the opportunity here. So we also can share this with HR departments for employee benefits. But one of the things that I think would be great for you is Rental Karma. You have that in your hand, yeah. Rental Karma is that if you have, whether first-time buyers or people who are now renting, that large portion of their income is not being credited on their credit report. So now this is where their rental payments, and we can go back as far as 2 years, creating a positive season trade line for that client with their rent history, okay? So, and not adding any additional debt, so it will not affect their debt ratio. So this is very powerful. We also have this, and then also we have a few ways of how we earn income.
Yeah, that's actually something I plan on using. I had them print it, and they have an immediate link to Vistaprint. To print that out, it's got my information on the backside.
Right.
And I'm hitting so don't hit the Gentleman Apartments. I'm actually.
It's a powerful lead magnet. It is.
That's
It's a powerful lead magnet.
So I'm going to hit those, and when I talk to the company, it adds anywhere from 35 to 70 points to their credit score.
Absolutely.
And as we talked about, every 20 points is a half a point. That immediately puts them into a bump place where they can put 3% down and get into a house.
Absolutely. We went to a payroll company, and I shared this information, the whole protection plan, about putting it pretty much into their clients', checks about what we do with the protection plan. And when he saw this, he said, "Hey, wait a minute. I moved from California here. I'm doing a corporate rental. Can I add that on?" And he himself, the owner of the company, put it on, and it took his score of 80 points. So he was very happy about that. So you're talking about, this is a very powerful tool. And so how we earn income, it's just three very simple divisions. We have income or direct sales. We have stability, where we can build a residual component with those protection plan memberships. And then wealth and freedom, where there's an executive retirement plan, an executive benefit package as well. So pretty much the commissions on a credit restoration sale is, for every $4.99 credit restoration sale, you're earning $150. So not only putting that client in that in the program, you get to earn $150. So an example of this could be a six-figure income. If you only got one customer a week, that's an additional $600 a month. But 5 customers a week is an additional $3,000 per month. But 15 customers a week, that's an extra six-figure income per year, okay? And just by getting clients qualified. So that got me excited there. So, but we also say that you could actually, if you want to expand your agency, okay? What we do is with the customer acquisition bonus, you want to leverage relationships. So if you have, maybe you're not an agent who is working with other agents. You could maybe have some people who are in the car industry or someone else who also want to use these services for their business. And then now if you're an agent, you can earn customer acquisition bonuses. So let's say, for instance, if that new agent, they could get 2 protection plans, or they could have gotten a $4.99 sale, your agent that you enroll. You would earn $100 a CAB bonus, and they would earn whether it's their $150 or their residual off of those protection plans, okay? It works also as you advance, meaning your business just do more business, you get a raise here with our company. So if your business, let's say, is doing maybe $1,600 in volume, and your new agent got those sales, you start earning $160 of CAB bonuses. Now, CAB bonuses go up to $550. So that means that every time, like let's say a client did a $4.99 sale, agent did a $4.99 sale, you would earn anywhere from $100 to $550 depending on what your business is doing, okay? And so again, this is based off of team volume, and then now here it is, you're able to earn this every time an agent gets sales in your organization. Now, why is this powerful? I shared with you guys my very short story. I've been with the company a little over 2 years now. Started off again with my own personal reason, and I started sharing it with professionals that I know. Realizing that I started helping a lot of people I know do a lot more business. I was sharing with Robert, one of my colleagues. She's 30 years in the real estate industry, and so she was president of NARAB. She's a realtist, so she actually had a lot of contacts in the real estate industry. So she shared it with one gentleman, and he used to own 6 Century 21 offices in Atlanta, over 300 agents in his brokerage. Well, he needed the services because, you know, the economy happened, right? And when the service removed, he said he had 3 bankruptcies, they removed him. But then now he said, you know what, this is powerful, because he had a lot of high profile clients that were now having to rent. So his business went from him selling a lot of homes to having a large property management business. Recently, he has been able to put so many of those clients that have been renting homes for $3,000, $3,500, now he has put them into homes, closing many homes from the $400 on up $1,000. So it actually has him with a large pipeline of people who are now able to close that weren't able to close at one time, right? So now what happens with him, he's a vice president with the company, so every single time any one of his agents or anyone in his agency gets a sale, he's earning $500 every time, okay? $500, and he's been with the company like 18 months. So now he's earning a multiple 6-figure income now, just because he started sharing this and he actually decided to expand his agency. I'm with the company just right at 2 years, and that's here. We get $530. So just because I shared this and expanded with the network that I know, now we have over $1 million, about 1.3 million in sales every single month of people who are now qualifying buyers. So we have cranked up the business of a lot of businesses that are credit related industries. So you can take this however far you like to, but you can just use it also for your clients as well. Also, those protection plan memberships, there's a residual component to it. When you have 5 customers in the protection plan, number one, the company is going to give you the services for free. So that means that they're going to give you all of the credit related services, the will trust, the credit restoration, protecting your identity, all those things, including they just throw on a life insurance policy if you have an agency with them. And they're going to give you those services for free. But as your agency grows, we tell people this is a 5-year retirement plan. Everyone wants a plan B, right? Or C, right? So right here, this is year number 1. You start getting these protection plans going out. Year number 2, year number 3, year number 4, year number 5. That's $75,000 a month in residual income. That's including what we call an infinity bonus. And so we tell people if you got it all wrong, 90% wrong, that can still be $7,500 residual income for you, okay? And of course, you can even say even at 1%, you're gonna get 750 residual. So we're talking about your main reason for using it may be to turn more business, but you could actually earn a significant additional stream of income, okay? And then also those protection plans lead into rest and relaxation and retirement. Again, being in a transactional business, we may have probably had other types of investments and things like that. But however, this is a business that now you could look up and the company is paying all of your major bills, you know, so they are now paying for your car. They'll start off with a $600 monthly car payment, cash bonuses, $10, $25, $50,000 cash bonuses, and then a Audi payment of up to $1,500, okay? And so all three of these, even after just 2 years, just starting off from a passive income, the company is paying for myself here. But this one here is what I love, the $5,000 monthly house payment, okay? I went past all this and came here to say, listen, if the company would say they'd give me $5,000 towards my mortgage, and if your mortgage is not $5,000, they'll add the difference onto your principal balance, okay?
Oh, praise the Lord.
Oh, yes, in the house, yes, okay? They would put the rest on your principal balance. And then also when you get to this level, that residual income, they will match it 100% of whatever your monthly residual income is in a retirement plan for you, okay? So this is just simply saying, as you're building, and then of course we go into these lifetime bonuses here up to $250K. Now that's saying that the company is expecting to have long-term relationships with their agents. I can tell you this, 60% of the agents in my agency are in the real estate industry. I probably have about 10, 15 are in car industry. We have a few attorneys and things like that. However, when they see this, and most of us have worked many, many years in our industry, but you're saying, okay, is the retirement exactly where you would want it to be, and who wouldn't want more or have an additional stream that can lead into a strong retirement plan? So the company has a residual aspect to those protection plan memberships, as you can see, funding the YFL and also funding your retirement. Then you also can fast forward into a powerful executive benefit package as well, okay? So we get training support for that. Just know that you have on-demand training, and so most of our agents are busy professionals. So it's not like you're having to go to school all over again. But we do have person-to-person training as well in different cities. So pretty much this is where the opportunity is not for me, but I can use the services for my clients. You can refer the services right on over to Robert. Robert said, I'll take them. Just in case you don't know who I am, is what he's like, okay? You can refer them to him, and then you guys could work something out for your clients. Or you can say, I need some of the services myself, or I'd like to try them to experience what my client would like to experience. Well, you can think about this. The company says you can be a referral agent, and let's say you only put 5 customers in. You can still get free services for yourself and be eligible for the life insurance and all those other things. And then you can decide to use your agency whichever way you see fit. And then number 3, you can say, you know what, makes perfect sense. Just give me the game plan, tell me what I need to do. Number 1, you can just become an agent, a referral agent. Is your enrollment for your agency is $199, and then your first month of your protection plan membership. So that's a total of $286. And then your focus could just be, you know, just getting a few customers or getting your customers qualified, you know, building maybe a small team of agents if you want, and life insurance, and also just to supplement some income, right? Or you also are going to get the website, which is turnkey. You can add this link to your own website for your company. You can do, you know, you can hyperlink it or create squeeze pages or whatever you want to do. It could be a lead magnet for you to get new buyers who are not qualified yet. You can actually add that link onto your website, and they could watch the video. It tells the whole story, and they can actually enroll on that site as well for you. And you get the services yourself as an agent. You get insurance solutions, the life insurance, no medical exam, up to $100,000. And if it's an accidental death, it'll double to $200,000. And then they'll also make sure, they know money's going out the door for a lot of people maybe being overinsured, underinsured. They will, go through those. They're not going to sell you anything. They'll make sure that your coverages are right, and so you have those things as well. Or you can also become a pro business builder, meaning that you want to go full throttle and you want to, go into the advanced training, okay? And that's $475. And you can do that, or you can start off slow and then move, whatever direction you like. However, these are for people who want to do everything as a referral agent, but they want to earn a significant income and they want that financial freedom. So at some point in time, you want to step up the training and then also the R&R Club membership as well. And so
I can add that later, right?
yes. Oh, yes. Anytime. And so pretty much at our university, you get to learn from the top producers how to be a top producer. You can even send someone from your office to learn this if you have an assistant or what have you that handles most of your clients. However you like to do that. We've seen people do it several ways, okay? I have a realtor in Columbia, South Carolina, and I started showing up to her just for her new home buyer seminars. Now she's just doing straight credit seminars. I'm like, what's happening? I just got it. She's like, June 11th, credit seminar. I'm like, no home buyer on there? Credit seminar. I said, oh, okay. But just know that, we will train you to do everything to communicate with the client. And in the meanwhile, you get a mentor, myself, that will help you to do what you need to do, communicate to your clients, support you in whichever way we need to, okay? And then,
I can attest to that. I mean, when I first started out, it was 289, I think it was.
286.
286, and then immediately within the first week, I had 2 credit restorations stating 300. So I covered it right there. But the big thing was I didn't have to sell it myself. I wasn't totally knowledgeable about all the services. I got Nicole on the line. I got JP back there on the line. He's on the line.
JP
all these
and
people.
Erica.
Yeah, they all helped me out, make my first sales. Now I'm helping out other people. I'm helping out my brother, who I did one last night. I'm able to be that person on the call, help them out after just a few months. But in the very beginning, I needed help, and they were right there to do the conference call.
Yes, we do. We work together as a team. We're close-knit network that's growing and expand your network throughout the nation as well for even other things that you guys are doing. And so, yeah, we got some really cool people in our network here.
Yeah, I have an agent in Louisiana, I have an agent in Texas. It's just who I know.
Are these relationships that you already had, or these relationships that you built?
These are relationships and friends that I've known from traveling and whatnot. And then they say, hey, this is what I do now. You just want to be coming along? I said, sure. With fellow real estate agents, fellow mortgage people.
Absolutely. Every single person in my organization is not in the real estate industry or credit-related industry. Some of them just said, you know what, I'm a little behind on retirement, and I want to do this. And many of them, because of a track record, they would say, you know what, this is a group of powerful professionals. And, when you see so many of them, saying, you know what, this is a good idea, they say, well, it's not such a bad idea. So, you'd be trained.
Okay.
Even if you're dealing with cold market, we work with you.
Do
Okay.
you sign a contract like for a year, or how does it work?
The agency, there is no time limitation of the contract. You're
Independent kind
you're an independent agent. Yes, you are. There's no exclusivity and there is no captivity like, in financial services. There's, you're not captive or anything like that. Because again, our company just went to this model where they started offering where other agents could come about maybe around 5 or 6 years ago. Before, they were a company that only directly prospected people in the mortgage and real estate industry to help them have qualified buyers. So this is in a way that, they innovated. People are realizing when the market changed, so do you. And so they've blown up their business because now these professionals are able to do just like Robert did. My husband met John Sumo and Erica Sumo. We were at one of my mentors' funeral in the Bahamas. Way later on, that's right. And this was like, a world leader. This was a world leader. We're at his funeral. They met him. And then later on, my husband and John stayed in contact. And then when he shared this with John, then here it is. John is in Louisiana. So we met in Bahamas. John and Erica lives in Louisiana. So then now we connected and then we started talking. And then here it is. John knows Robert. He's here in California, right? And then
I met him on a cruise. So
right, okay, so
the secret to success is travel.
Yeah, it is travel and meet people. And speaking about a cruise, the company does pay for a powerful cruise. We'll be on the I think it's the Allure of the Seas, the newest Royal Caribbean cruise. They give us 1 whole week. Top producers, we just came off that cruise in April. It was phenomenal. We were on the Allure of the Seas, and then now we're gonna be going on, I forget the newest one, but every year, Top Flight, this is a awesome, awesome company to connect with. And so that's the end. You know, I appreciate you guys coming out, but what we want to do is, you know, say, hey, you want to make a decision of where do you see yourself fitting? What's your level of interest? We're here. We have the applications via online that within 3 minutes your agency can be up and working. You can go back to your office and your unqualified buyers can start going into your system and you start moving your business ahead. So if there's any questions, I'm available for that.
Yeah, so
And
let's
then-
take about a 50 or 20 minute break,
Sure.
and then we'll set up.